Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Abyss Tarot, T.A.T. Tat. Today's video is going to be called Fairytale Friday. I've had an idea for a while to do fairy tale videos, talk about the fairy tale, and then pull cards to see how the story kind of relates to our energy, kind of the things we're going through or have gone through, kind of like shadow work too, you know? So the card that I pulled today is the Rose Elf. So let's talk a little bit about the story, the Rose Elf, which it says here, Revelation. So this story is about finding out things and finding out things that are just, it's kind of a relief once you find it out. It's not good what you find out, but once it gets put out into the open, it's a relief for you, you know? So the rose elf was a little elf that lived inside of a rose. And one day, he's in the forest. He lives out there. And he sees a guy and a girl. They're very good looking. They look like they're very much in love. And they're hugging and they're kissing. And he's telling her, like, how he's going to, they're saying their goodbyes. And he's telling her how he's going to leave because her brother is sending him away to work somewhere far. And he says, your brother doesn't like me and he's sending me to work far somewhere. I guess, he worked for her brother. And so they're saying their goodbyes, and she gets a rose and she smells it and gives it to him. And he gets the rose and he kisses it and he puts it in his pocket or something like that. And then, they say their goodbyes and leave. So the little elf sees that. And then later, he sees two people again. And it's the same guy that had been saying the goodbyes with the girl, but this time he's with another man. And it turns out it's the girl's brother. So anyways, her brother ends up killing him because he was jealous of his sister's relationship with him. He didn't want them to be together. So he ends up killing the guy, cutting his head off and then burying him there. So the little elf sees all this, and he goes in and he goes to the girl and he goes in her dream. He's whispering in her ear and he's telling her what happened. He's telling her basically like, your boyfriend didn't really go away. Your brother killed him, So he, he tells the girl this. The girl wakes up and she ends up finding out that, yeah, her brother did kill him. She goes to the forest where the little elf had told her in her, supposed dream, but he was whispering in her ear where the body would be found and everything. So the girl ends up going to the forest. She finds him where the little elf had told her. And, of course, she was grief-stricken. And she would have taken the body with her, but of course she couldn't carry the body, but his head had been decapitated, and so she takes the head with her boyfriend's head. And where her brother had buried him, there was a little jasmine bush there. And so she took like a little piece of the jasmine bush, and with his head, she went home. She got herself a big flower pot, put his head in it, put dirt, and then put the little jasmine flower in there. So every day she's crying over this pot, she's holding it and crying over it every day because she's grieving her boyfriend. Her brother and everybody thinks like, what's wrong with her? Why is she in her room all the time crying over this pot, going crazy? And so they thought she was going crazy or something was wrong with her. And, she didn't confront her brother or tell him, but she knew what he had done. And every day she was crying. And the little elf would come to her window and he would see her crying every day. And one day he sees her looking really pale and she's, crying again over the pot. And she ends up just slumping over, like with her head in it. So he thought she might be asleep, but she stayed there for like hours. Later on, the brother ends up coming in and he sees that, she's dead. She died hugging that plant. And because she cried so many tears in it, the little jasmine actually sprouted a really big like flower and really beautiful, and it smelled really good. So her brother was like, I'm taking this flower, like this will be her gift to me now that she's gone, you know. So he takes the flower pot, puts it in his room because he loves the smell. The smell was coming out so fragrantly. And the little elf sees that there's other little tiny elves living inside the flower now that had sprouted. So he goes over to them, you know, to spill the tea, to tell them what had happened, that the girl died and the brother cut her boyfriend's head off and all this stuff. And the little elves told that elf, well, we already know about that. Like, how do you think we grew from the flower we grew from is where his head is buried, you know? So we know what went on. So that elf leaves, and he goes and finds a beehive, and he tells the queen, like he tells her the story of what happened and everything. And so the queen's like, okay, all right, we got this, let's go to the house, and we're gonna, you know, they plan to, all the bees, to sting the brother, to, you know, to sting him to death. So when the bee and the fairy, when the bees and the fairy got to the guy's house, he was already laying in bed dead because the little fairies that had sprouted from the flower had killed him. They had killed him. They had killed him. So they had like stabbed him, and you know, with their little weapons or whatever. And so when the bee and the little fairy got there, he was already dead. And then the people came into the room and found him dead, right? They're like, oh my gosh, he's laying here dead. And they said the flower killed him because the flower's fragrance was so strong in the room. They're like, the fragrance must have been too strong for him and the smell killed him. The flower is the killer, you know? So one of the men grabs the flower pot, I guess to dispose of it. And when he grabs the flower pot, a bee stings his hand. And when the bee stings the man's hand, he drops it and it breaks open. And obviously in that flower pot was the head of the guy that was supposedly working for him, you know, the sister's boyfriend, that supposedly he sent to work somewhere far away. So then they all knew that he was the murderer, that he had done this to this guy. And then they figured, well, whatever happened to him, and he died, but he was a killer, he was a murderer. And so that's how everybody knew, you know, and that's how the story ends, everybody finding out that the brother was the murderer. And so then, you know, this story, you know, it talks about revelations and finding things out and finding out the truth, but then feeling relief after it comes out, you know. So I want to go ahead and pull some cards. And you know, we all have things that we end up finding out, and then, you know, we're like shocked about it, but then it's probably something that it helps us, or it's a relief for us, or it's a burden we don't have to carry anymore, you know, to be hiding it, or to be keeping it a secret from others, or whatever the case may be, you know. And so I think this is a really good story, you know, to not fear speaking out, to not fear speaking your truth or saying what you need to say, and not hide things, you know. I mean, he thought he was gonna hide the murder of, you know, his sister's boyfriend, and there was nothing hidden, you know. It's like what's done in the dark will be brought to the light, so nothing can get hidden. And you know, and then there's a lot of people, it makes you think, you know, they have a lot of like dark intentions to do things, you know, to hurt other people or do whatever shady things they want to do to them. But in the end, it comes back, it gets found out, it gets brought to the light, and then there's always karma that serves justice, you know. So this is another thing that the story reminds me about karma and justice. And you know, you get what you give, you know. Absolutely, you get what you give. So whether you give bad, you're gonna get bad. If you give good, you're gonna get good. So it just makes me think about that. But let's pull some cards and see what our message is, okay? So let's see. Sorry that I went on so long about the story too. I just really liked the story. It was very interesting, and I think it was very interesting that this was the card that came out, because there's a lot of revelations that I recently found out about, you know. Okay, so we have the 7 of coins in the reverse. Okay. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. And we have the Four of Coins in the reverse. One more, please. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups. Okay, so I am getting that something isn't being worked on anymore, that something's being released. So again, this could be a secret, this could be a situation or whatever, but something is being released. And you know, and again, we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So we're talking about like karma, and we're talking about, you know, you're gonna get what you give. So this is coming out in the reverse. So somebody's getting their karma, and it's not very good, you know. And again, there's a release here. And with the Six of Cups, we're talking about, you know, childhood. This could be something that happened in your childhood, or this could be a childhood friend, or somebody that was just maybe acting very childish. But there is a situation here that's been released, and now, you know, karma's gonna come and get paid. You know, they're gonna, I mean, get what they're gonna, oh, I can't even think. You know, the person's gonna get what they deserve. We have the Queen of Cups here. So, you know, this could be somebody very loving, very protective. So you or somebody could have had a very loving, protective energy, maybe trying to protect this person from being discovered or from being found out. But there's a release here, so you're not, you know, hiding it anymore. See how the Queen of Cups, she has her hand over the cup. She's covering it. She's hiding those emotions. She's doing that protection so that it doesn't get found out. But again, what's done in the dark will be brought to the light. There's communication here. I see the crow here, which is, you know, communication. So again, there's something that's going to be found out, and there's going to be a release, but it's not going to be something good for whoever did the, you know, the bad deed. I mean, here we have the Seven of Coins in the reverse, and you see the fire. So this is somebody that is, you know, I mean, they probably did something really fucked up, and now it's like, now they're going to have to pay, and they probably did something fucked up to you, you know, and they're not going to be protected anymore. They're not going to have that protection on them anymore. Okay, let's see, what do we have? We have the Help 44. Look at that. Yeah, so this person might be trying to get help. You know, they might be trying to reach out to you or to somebody else to get help for whatever it is they did, and they didn't want to be found out. But now that it's coming to the light, now they're like, oh, well, can you help me with this situation? Let's see what else. I think somebody's going to try to talk to you to help them. Or maybe they're going to come to you to tell you it's not as bad as what you or somebody else might say it is. Theft. We have theft here. Okay, so maybe the person stole something, or maybe they stole something from you, and now they're going to have to pay. You know, maybe you're going to go to court or something like that, and it's not going to work out for them. It's not going to, it doesn't look like it's going to turn out good for them. You know what I mean? Don't want to come out. Yeah, somebody is trying to keep that secret, you know, or they probably did something that they feel wasn't wrong, or that it wasn't that bad, as like they're trying to make it seem like they're not, like it wasn't that bad as you know, as what people were saying it was, or whatever, you know. The Mask. Okay, so yeah, so they're somebody that is fake, or you know, was being very fake, and it's like now you see now you see the truth about them. You know, they were manipulating, they were lying, probably stealing, and somebody was protecting them, but now they're not going to be protected anymore. Maybe they're going to have legal troubles, you know, if they were stealing or they stole something, or, you know, I mean, or they could have stole your time. They could have, you know, just your energy, like something that they knew wasn't right. But again, they're not going to take accountability for it. You know, it just kind of almost seems like they want to be like, oh, it's not that bad. I'm getting like the feeling like the energy is like, they're like, well, it wasn't that bad. I didn't do something that bad, you know? Get the fuck out of here with that. Like, seriously, like, they don't seem to want to recognize what they done, or if they do it, they just kind of dismiss it like it wasn't that bad. Let's see what else we can get. Okay, so we have the demon. Yeah, it wasn't that bad, huh? Pacification. Yeah, exactly. Like, they're trying to be like, oh, it's cool. It wasn't that bad. Really, with the demon here. My goodness. Let's see. Let's pull. Yeah, I'm getting that this person is very low vibe. There could be somebody that gets angry easily. We have the Two of Wands. We have Mars and Aries. Yeah, exactly. Mars energy. So, yeah, this is somebody that gets very angry very quickly. And with this child here, with these children and the Queen of Cups, I don't know if I'm getting maybe their mother. This person's mother is protecting them, or, you know, was being protective of what they were doing, or not really, like, you know, I feel like, I don't know, just like a protective mother energy with them. Almost like not an enabler, but kind of like hiding what they were doing. I don't know. So we have the Sun in Capricorn here with the Four of Coins. Yep. Holding that energy of like, and then he has a treasure here, you know? He has this little treasure here that he's kind of like showing, but then he's going to close it right back up. So, yeah, somebody could have stolen something. Somebody could have been doing some illegal or sneaky shit that they know wasn't right. But again, they're not going to like admit it really, you know? They're just going to be like, well, it wasn't that bad. Really? Or they could have done something, you know? Something, again, you know, they were wearing the mask and not showing who they really were, which was this demon. They were trying to be cool, trying to make like they were a nice person. They could have even looked like they were somebody that was trying to help or help you. And again, there was a purpose. There was something behind it. There was something behind that mask. Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords, which is Jupiter in Gemini. So I wonder if this person is going to go to jail, you know, because this is being in a mental prison. But again, if they are, you know, stealing and getting caught, and then we have, you know, the Wheel of Fortune here in the reverse. So I wonder if maybe this person will be facing some legal issues, you know. Let's see what else. Okay. And we have the Emperor in the reverse. This is such an... to me, the Emperor in reverse is such an asshole. You know, it's such an asshole energy. It's somebody that is just a bully. You know, this is somebody that's just a bully that, you know, tries to control others. And it's just, yeah. So we have 4-4. Look, right underneath 4-4. And then the help 4-4. So 4-4-4-4. Yeah, this person's going to need some help, maybe legal help. So we have Compass Guidance and 31 Firecracker Explosive. Again, this person needs some help. They need some guidance. They do seem to have an explosive, you know, an explosive attitude. They do seem to be like a bully or talk shit or, you know, that kind of thing. They got that demon. I just don't like that, you know. Again, this is somebody that was just trying to be fake and wearing a mask, but they had like an intent all along to get whatever it is they were going to get. Photograph recollection. Look at that. So yeah, this is just making me seem like think that it seems like it's just a person that wasn't what they were portraying. Basically, they weren't what they were portraying. So let's pull some more cards. Oh, prayer beads, faith, mousetrap, sabotage, glacier, slow, and encyclopedia, knowledge. Okay, yeah. This person, I'm guessing that they lack faith, you know, because again, there's somebody that does a lot of fuck up shit. And it's like they know it, but they don't acknowledge it, you know? I mean, there could be people that try to blame others, you know, for like the shit they do. Tortoise, longevity. Yeah, and then with slow, we have slow and we have tortoise. So, you know, I mean, things have probably been like a long time coming for this person to get theirs, but it seems like they're gonna get theirs. You know what I mean? So, like they can't keep doing the shit that they've been doing and done and get away with it, and you know nothing's gonna happen. Of course not. Robot, unemotional. Yeah, this person doesn't care. They don't care. Braid, integration. Yeah, like what are they trying to do? Again, you know, again, they're like trying to be cool and blend in with you and everybody else, but again, they're not a cool person. They're a shitty person. So let's see. Let's pull some more cards here. I just feel like you're going to be able to breathe after all this, you know? Like, you might have been stressed. You might have been feeling stressed, and you might have been, you know, nervous. Like, what else is this person going to do? Page of Pentacles in reverse. But, yeah, you're going to actually feel relief. Five of Swords. Okay. Yeah, this person has that mentality to win at all costs. Like, they don't care who they take from, you know? As long as they can get to use them. Okay, what is this? The Eight of Wands. And this one is the Three of Wands. So, and then we have the Two of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, this could have been maybe a relationship too, you know, or someone in your family or someone you treated like family. But this is like not your people. Like these are not your people. This is not your person. This is not your soul tribe. This is very like karmic, you know, and it's like, again, you've been waiting to see what's going to happen. You've been waiting, but again, it's like, don't feel like it was all for nothing, because there is a reason, you know, why things happen and why you've gone through what you've gone through, and it's something that's going to have you open your eyes and be able to understand, like, I'm not going to put up with shit like this anymore. I won't let myself get full like this anymore, you know. Let's get one of these. Message. What is this? Dreams and visions, kyanite, clairvoyance, perception, and second sight. So yeah, again, divine timing. Yeah, you see, things have been slow. Things have been slow, and then it's moonstone, cycles, patience, and alignment. So again, things have been slow to where you're like, maybe this person is going to get away with the shit that they done, or maybe they're going to continue to be this way. But you need to see that this person is going to get their just. You know, they are going to get their justice. Whatever it is that is for them, they're going to get it. Like, no one escapes karma, you know? And again, you get what you give, you know? So this person or these people, you know, this Queen of Cups covering the cup to protect them, she can't do that anymore, you know, because right next to her is the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So she's not going to be able to protect this person or these people anymore, whoever was protecting them or covering for them or whatever, you know, whatever shit was going on. I mean, it's getting found out, it's getting brought to the light, and it's going to give you a sense of relief. It really is. Is that all I have for you? Yeah, so that's all I have. I hope you enjoyed the story of the Rose Elf, and I'll see you again next Friday with another one. Bye.